What's going on, everyone? Austin John Plays here, and today I'm going to be going over how you can get shiny dens in Pokemon Sword and Shield. Since I last covered this subject, there has been lots and lots of updates for this, so this video is going to be an all-in-one, very simple, how to get a shiny den in Pokemon Sword and Shield. Do not fast forward the video. I'm going to go through an explanation right now, and it's a lot of stuff you need to hear if you're even remotely interested in this. First of all, what is a shiny den? In the wild area, there's lots of glowing dens all over the place for max raid battles, and the game is coded that every beam has a kind of 1 in 16,000 chance of having a shiny Pokemon. However, it's not like hunting regular shiny Pokemon that every time that you go in, it's a 1 in 16,000 chance. Instead, it's coded between 0 and 16,000 days after the beam is summoned that you're going to have a shiny day. One day where whatever Pokemon that comes out of that den is going to be shiny. These days are called frames, and the shiny day is called a shiny frame. In addition, the game will always store the current day or frame and the next 2 frames to be locked in place. However, the 4th frame will always be pulled from a predetermined list of Pokemon generated by a seed ID. If you've ever played Minecraft, you know exactly what a seed is. Basically, what we're going to be doing is finding out exactly how many days away a shiny frame is, saving 3 or 4 days beforehand, and then going in there and getting that shiny frame with a different Pokemon over and over. The end result is that your game is going to be hosting a shiny den. Every Pokemon that can be in that den will be in that den, and they will be shiny. You cannot catch them yourself. Instead, you either have to host it for friends, or a second Nintendo Switch and copy of the game, and have the friends trade it to you, or whatever else you want to do like that. But if you follow this strategy, you can, in theory, get thousands of shiny Pokemon of 6 to 8 different species. Let's go over the requirements. First thing is, when you do this method, you yourself cannot catch the shiny Pokemon. Instead, you either have to have a second Nintendo Switch and copy of the game, or you need a friend, or an internet friend. That'll do. When you host a shiny raid, everyone wants to be your friend. You can choose 3 people to do this for literally hours. And at the end, you just have to have them trade with you. The biggest drawback of that is that you're not the original trainer. You will need Nintendo Switch Online, period. Next, you need a few wishing pieces. That shouldn't be a problem. And overall, this method could take anywhere from 20 to 200 minutes, averaging at about 45 minutes. If you're really unlucky, then closer to the 3 to 4 hour mark. And lastly, you need a seed finder and seed checker. At the time of the recording, there are 2 methods. There's a public URL called DoodooBot. DoodooBot lets you trade with Doodoo, and then it will tell you your seed ID. You then use a seed ID and a seed checker to calculate the shiny frame. The problem with Doodoo is that it's just one guy with a couple of Nintendo Switches, and there's hundreds to thousands of people trying to find a seed at any given time. So you might get on the first try, or it could take you a few hours. Doodoo is free and available to everyone in the world. The other method is called a Sysbot. Sysbot lets anyone with a custom firmware Nintendo Switch make a bot that could do the same thing that Doodoo can, but significantly better. Some of you know this as being called LanternBot from Blaine's Discord and his channel. My Discord has its own bot called CometBot. It's only available for members of the channel, as much as I don't want it to seem like a paywall. If this video gets hundreds and thousands of views, then the bot's going to be too popular and it's going to crash. And the queue is going to be too long that no one's going to want to use it. So it's going to be only for a small group of people. I recommend to try out Doodoo for free, and if you prefer a faster method, consider becoming a member of the channel by hitting the join button right below this video, and link your YouTube account to your Discord. You're going to be invited to my channel and to CometBot. In the spirit of full disclosure, there are many people online in various Discord chats that have a similar Sysbot system. You may be a part of a community where someone could set one up for free. You can look into that as well. CometBot on my Discord works pretty simple. You enter a command, and then it puts it into a queue. It will then DM you a trade code. You trade it a test Pokemon, it tells you the seed and the shiny frame. Simple as that. Now we have all the preparation and you know all the information. Let's get into the exact system and procedures to do this. First things first is we have to decide what den we want to go after. Factors of this are including what shiny Gigantamax Pokemon that we want, what other shiny Pokemon do you want, and of all those shiny Pokemon, can any of them evolve? You can go to Serebii.net. Right here you have the full list of den locations. It tells you all the Pokemon that's going to be available inside of a den. I specifically need shiny Gigantamax Sandaconda, and I'm playing on Pokemon Shield, so I'm going to be going to Den 93 right here. In Den 93, all of these Pokemon are available. Since I'm in the post-game, I have access to the G-Max Pokemon. However, I do not have access to 1-star or 2-star raids. As you'll see right here, I cannot get Wooper, Barboach, Yamask, or Golett. However, I can get Palpitoad, Quagsire, and the entire bottom row here. You can do this method before going into post-game, at which point those are called baby dens, where you can get all the 1, 2, and possibly 3-star raids, but you cannot get the shiny Gigantamax Pokemon. I'm going to leave a link to Serebii.net's den listing, as well as everything else in the description down below. Now that I know exactly what den I want to go after, it's a matter of getting that den ready to go. And for me, because I chose Den 93, which is a rare den, I'm going to have to go and spawn that in. First, I need to physically make my way there. It is this one right here in the Dusty Bowl. This is a very well-known trick to get the beam that you want. You save directly in front of a den. I recommend standing slightly off-center. You then go into your options, change your speed to slow or normal. If this is your first time doing this, I recommend slow, and save your game. Then, when you go to throw in a wishing piece, on this screen right here where it says, would you like to save your adventure so far? You're going to hit A to choose yes, and then immediately hit the home button. Make sure your Joy-Con is completely in visible range of your Nintendo Switch. That way there's no lack of communication time, because you need to be fast. A, home button. What we're doing is we're looking for a purple beam to come out. We got a red beam, so I'm going to close the game out and reload the game. Yes, home button. Again, it was a red beam. With the sandstorm, it's a little hard to see, but I know that it's a red beam, and when it's a purple beam, you will know. I will show you, and also there's a slight delay. The chance of getting a purple beam to spawn is 1 out of 10, so it can take 1 chance, or 10, or 20, so have some patience. If you don't hit the home button soon enough and you spawn the beam in and the game saves, you can actually use a wishing piece on a different den that will despawn this den's beam and try the process over. If you're going for a common den, you just use the red beam, and if you're going for a promoted den, then you're going for a promoted red beam, which is just a red beam that has the current promoted pool of Pokemon.
A few moments later.
I'm not the man they think that I am at home. No, 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 no. I'm a rocket man.
12 seconds later.
Spit a hot fire.
Later. 20 minutes later.
Oh. See how that one was delayed? Either I was early or that's a purple beam. Purple beam. Nice. Okay, so we have a purple beam, which is fantastic. This is now our rare den. Here's a Stunfisk. He's in the den pool. We know that we have the right den. Perfect. Next step is you want to go into your options, turn your text speed back to fast, make sure that autosaves is off. We're going to save the game. And now what we're going to do is we're going to enter this den and we're going to catch this Stunfisk. Don't connect online or anything else. Everything we're doing here is temporary. We're getting this Stunfisk, and then we're going to be using a bot in order to check the seed of this Stunfisk. Oh, thanks, Eevee. Oh, you're ready to help Heatmor, not me. Not the giant legendary fused dragon. You're ready to help the Anteater. Thanks. Now, Stunfisk is weak, and we get to catch him whatever ball we want. Again, this is going to be deleted, so it doesn't matter. If you have a Master Ball, throw a Master Ball, because, again, all of this is going to be erased from history. But then again, in solo raids that are not promoted, you have a 100% catch rate anyway, so Master Ball is pointless. Now we have Stunfisk, and our purple beam goes away. Very important that we do not save now because, well, one, I'm out of a Master Ball. Now this Stunfisk has a lot of data in it, and it's going to be able to tell us exactly how far away the shiny frame is. This is Doodoo Bot. As I mentioned before, it's completely free, and you can basically trade whatever Pokemon you want using code 9162. There's a chance that you're going to find Doodoo, and then it's going to tell you the seed number. After you get the seed number, you're then going to be using the seed checker, which is this on GitHub. And you put in the information here and it tells you exactly how many frames away you are. The problem with Doodoo is that it can take a while and it's very random. Since Doodoo can take a while and he's pretty unreliable, instead I'm going to be using CommentBot, which again is on my Discord for members only. If it's something you're interested in, again, try Doodoo out. If you're getting frustrated and you decide to go with my Sysbot, you're more than welcome to hit the join button down below for more info. So now I'm going to use the code ping you once I start searching. There's currently one person waiting in front of you. So basically, I'm just going to be waiting for a DM from the Comet Seedbot. You also need to allow direct messages, so make sure that's enabled for the server that you're on. In preparation for getting my trade code, I went online and now I'm ready to do it. Link trade, set link trade. And my code is 4514, as you're gonna see right there. Yes, I'm trading with my bot, and I'm going to put up that Stunfisk for trade. It's gonna say waiting, and then it's going to close out. Perfect. As you're gonna see here, I have my results back for Stunfisk, and the Star Shiny frame is at 2,000. That means that I need to progress 2,000 days, about 3 or 4 years, in order to reach that Stunfisk. My option now is to actually do that for the 3 to 4 years, or my second option is to try this method again. Now, 2,000 isn't bad. That's usually like right at the cutoff. Usually around like 1,500 is a sweet spot. Anything less than 1,000 is golden. The lowest I ever rolled was 190. The most I ever rolled was over 10,000. It's your option on what you want to do here. Just for sake of making my life a little bit easier, I'm going to do it one more time. So I'm going to close my game out and reload it. And I still have my purple beam up. And now we are going to get rid of the purple beam by putting in a wishing piece into another den. Oh. I mean, I got a purple beam here. And I know that this is the Grimmsnarl den. You know what? For poops and laughs, let's try this out. Great, we caught Mandibuzz. There's no people ahead of me. Fantastic. Go to my DMs and wait for the new code. Trade partner is found. Make sure it's my bot. It is. And let's trade off Mandibuzz. And this one is 697 frames away. That is not bad at all. Let's do this one. Now that we have our number of 697, we're going to open a website that's going to allow us to count down. We're just going to go to the time and date website, which is used for like countdowns and stuff, calculators, and date-to-date calculator. Fantastic. We are going to set it for January 1st of 2020. I'm going to explain that in a second. And then we are going to add days. We're 697 days away, so I'm going to subtract 4. That puts us at 693. Is 693. And we're going to calculate a new date. The new date is going to be November 24th of 2021. That's an important date for us to remember now. Now's going to be time for a very, very tedious part of this. Undock your Nintendo Switch, or if you have a Switch Lite, you're already a step ahead. We're going to close the game out and reopen it before we caught the Mandibuzz. So now, I just reset the game, and I have the exact date that we're going to want to go to. This is going to be different for you. For me, it's November 24th, 2021. I'm literally just going to put that on my screen, that way I don't forget. We're going to hit the home button, go into system settings, and we're going to change the date to the morning on January 1st. Our next step is now we're going to go into a date that we're going to be able to skip the game's date even faster. For this, we're going to go into the Wacom and connect to the internet. You have to be online to do this. And you're going to go to the link battle. Singles battle, doesn't matter. And you're going to hold down the home button and you're going to have this. Oh, Brent Burnsvik, thank you for becoming a new member to the channel. Perfect. Soon as that little piece of bottom text comes up, you're going to turn on airplane mode. And then you're going to turn it off. You're going to hit close, you're going to see it pop up, and then you're going to see you go right back to the overworld. This lets us know that we're now in a state that we can skip the day very, very quickly. You no longer have to do the versus method, and you don't need to go into this den. Now we're going to leave the wild area, because the process that we're going to be doing is going to be changing the date very, very quickly. And if you're changing the date and the weather too many times, it can crash the game. So I recommend going into an enclosed space that there's not a lot going on, like a Pokemon Center. Now we're going to hit the home button, go into system settings, scroll all the way down to system, date and time, and choose date and time. Now, all we're gonna do for the next 5 to 20 minutes is change the date. And your pointer finger is gonna go right here on top of the date up button, and your right pointer finger is gonna go on top of OK. Change it to the second, and then date and time, change it to the third, OK. And then you're gonna find that your left pointer finger is gonna be able to just hit these two in succession, no problem. Pay close attention to what you're doing. Do not watch TV or anything else while doing this. Do not be distracted. The less errors you make, the more accurate that this day is going to be. At the end of the month, take away your right hand, because when you hit up, you're going to go to the first and make sure you choose the month. I actually like to take my right hand and pull it away a little bit once I get close to the end of the month. If you accidentally skip 2 days, or if you accidentally don't change the date, or if you accidentally go from February 28th to February 1st, nothing happens. If you go to the end of the month and accidentally hit the beginning of the month, just go back to the last day of the month and then go up to the next month. Like I just did there.
A few moments later.
And 2021. Now, at the beginning of every new year, you should really go back into the game, and when you go back into the game, you're going to see the screen flash black for like less than maybe like a quarter of a second. That's how you know you're doing this right. Skipping that entire year took about 5 minutes or so. Another less than 5 minutes and we should be at November. All right, and we just came to the 24th. Perfect. So now, we got our black flash. That's good. We're gonna save the game. So fantastic. We made it all the way to our desired date. And now we're going to head back to that raid den. Fantastic. We made it back to the den. We're going to save in front. Now, our date brought us exactly 4 days before. However, we have stupid human fingers, and sometimes stupid human fingers make stupid problems. So because of that, we're going to just double check the seed. Now, you don't have to do this. If you're using Doodoo and it's free, and you are fairly confident you made no problems whatsoever, then you skip this step, but there's a chance that you're gonna feel like you screwed up, so I recommend doing this step. So we're not going to invite others, we're just going to catch this Morgrim here. Fantastic, we caught Morgrim. Wait till CommentBot gives me a new code. The trade partner's been found. We trade the Morgrim. They cancel out the trade. And perfect. Star Shiny at frame 3. I did not screw up. Wow. I'm impressed with myself. So we're going to close the game out. And essentially, this is the point that you're going to constantly be coming back to. This is your Pokemon, and then all you need to do is progress 3 days. So go into invite others, hit the home button, system settings, system, date and time, 1 day forward, do it a second time, do it a third time, and now this Pokemon is gonna be shiny. Miss Thievul right here. Don't invite others, hop right in. And we're gonna check and make sure we did this right, and yes, we did. Yes, we did. Look at that beautiful, desaturated boy. Congratulations. You now have a shiny den. This is all you have to do. Now, a couple of pieces of advice here. Going forward, you're pretty much going to want to do everything in handheld mode. It's just going to make everything for your life a heck of a lot easier. You can't catch this Pokemon on this Nintendo Switch. This Nintendo Switch cannot catch any of these Pokemon. You're just going to be quitting the game out and going back in. So every time you go to load the game, you're going to go to invite others, hit the home button, system settings, and you're going to go 3 days forward again and again and again. Those 3 Pokemon that I just saw, the something, the Pangoro, and the Mandibuzz, those are always going to be the same 3 Pokemon. Always. And then you're going to quit out, and then this next Pokemon is going to be your shiny Pokemon. This Morgrim right here. Now, you want to connect online. That way you can host this for people on the internet. Using codes all1, you're going to get some random people, not a whole lot. So if you don't really have any friends to join other than one other person, you could do all ones and you might get some randos in there, you might not. Pretend that this red Nintendo Switch right here is someone else somewhere else, or you with the second Switch. Now you can actually host this for a lot of people at the same time. as soon as you go into a battle, you can airplane out. Meaning that hold down the home button, as soon as you see the feet show up, go into airplane mode. And then turn it off. You'll get this error right here. This is just going to continue on. This is what everyone else is going to be seeing, and this is what you're seeing, which is separate. You're eventually going to black out here, and this is going to keep going on. This is now downloaded to all the users on the internet. And boom, you're already back. So if you wanted to and you had more than 3 people you were hosting it for, you can connect online and host it for more people again. I'm just going to go to randomly invite others, and it's going to invite a whole bunch of random people, and you're going to see it just populate pretty quickly. Actually, maybe not pretty quickly, because that's not too special of a Pokemon. And again, in order to leave it, all you need to do is hit airplane mode. Since these are guests, they do not have a 100% catch rate, so I highly recommend to use Dusk Balls, or Repeat Balls, or Net Balls if applicable. Now, if I wanted to invite this person again, and if I were to host it right now, it won't show up once they come back to the overworld, because this is coming from the same Nintendo Switch. Instead, you have to wait till this is back at the overworld, and the left side cards have loaded. Then, this Nintendo Switch can go online and host that. It runs into, the Wycom runs into issues if it tries to get a signal from a Nintendo Switch that it thinks that it's already having a signal from. Wait till the card showed up, perfect. And now, I can go online and I can host it for myself and others. You'll see it pop up right there. Also, for your guests, as soon as they hit the Y button, it might show up there, and if you hit the reload button, it might disappear, so always look first. Again, airplane mode, and you're fine. Doing the airplane mode will close it out while still retaining the same Pokemon. So if you roll the extremely rare Gigantamax Pokemon of a Gmax Den, and you want to hang on to that, but you don't want to lock it in, you could just do this, and then you're fine. Now, if at any point you want to change what Pokemon you're going to roll, simply just close the game and reopen the game. And then all you have to do is skip the same 3 days, and we get a shiny Lanoon. And boom, there we go. There's our big tie-dye Lanoon. You can also do this with promoted raids. Like right now, you can get Toxtricity and Kingler and Hatterene. And I feel like I'm missing 2 of them, but they're there. And you can get all 3 to 5 of those shiny and just host that over and over and over, and you're good to go. One last note, at any time, feel free to just put this into sleep mode. And then once you come out of sleep mode, if you're still in airplaning out one specific Pokemon, you're not gonna lose it. This is not a Nintendo 64, you don't need to keep it powered on. It's gonna suspend it and bring you right back to whatever Pokemon you were hosting. You need to trade or use Pokemon Home or anything else that requires you to save the game. You can do that, no problem. Just don't interact with this beam. Don't change the date, and while you're playing, don't let your clock go past midnight. So, you could do a whole bunch of stuff here. You could trade Pokemon away, you could reorganize your boxes, whatever you want, and then save your game. And then, once you're done, make sure you just save right in front of your beam again, and then you can go right back into your rolling method. This is the first time I'm ever going to say that getting shiny Pokemon is going to be very, very easy. This is so far my collection of shiny Pokemon. I've bred maybe 6 of these, the rest of these I caught from max raid battles. So, it's super easy now to the point that it's pretty broken. In fact, I have about a quarter of the living decks shiny, just from doing these raids. And you know what? You can too, doing this method. Well, there you have it, guys. That's all there is to it. That's how to get a shiny den. It's a lot clearer and easier than it used to be. With Doodoo-Bot, this is still going to take you a lot of time. With Comet-Bot or another Discord's Sys-Bot, it shouldn't take you nearly as long. So I recommend looking into a Sys-Bot before deciding to do any of this. Well, guys, I hope you found this helpful or informative. If you did, leave the thumbs up button down below. If you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe, turn on notifications. Until next time, Austin John out.